Todd, why don't motorcycles ever sink on the Cassville Ferry?
Motorcycle sink?
Right.
I don't know.
Because they're both too stubborn to go down. Just like me at the all-you-can-eat buffet. Our goal at Best Motorcycle Roads is to make your next motorcycle trip the best it can be. So the bottom line, Todd, is the Great River Road in Wisconsin is 250 miles, 33 river towns, and honestly, I think it's probably the best stretch of the Great River Road. Yeah. Especially when you travel at dusk or dawn. When the sun's coming down over the river, it's stunning.
Yeah.
So we're on part 4 of 5 of our Great River Road tour, and this one is about Wisconsin. And again, I mean, it's probably it's one of the most coolest parts of the road. I mean, we've talked about it before. You just hug the Mississippi River a lot, and a lot of times you got a train track and a river. Mm-hmm. Like, what else could you ask for?
Yeah.
So it kind of starts. The Great River Road itself starts at Dickeyville, which is really close to Dubuque, and then it goes all the way up to Prescott, Wisconsin, and that's where the St. Croix River meets the Mississippi River. So it kind of starts at Dickeyville. That's the starting point. And you see this when you're driving through is that Dickeyville Grotto, and that's pretty cool, right in town there. And then kind of my favorite part of Dickeyville used to be the Dickeyville Hill Climb, but it's been inactive for a while.
Yeah.
But this was 1,000 feet long, 400 feet vertical gain. Some parts were actually 45 or 60 degrees up. Yeah. It's amazing. I don't know if you've ever seen these. It's a real classic motorcycle event.
Yeah.
And now, unfortunately, just part of history. But you've been to a hill climb?
Yeah, I've been to the one in Anamosa, but I've seen the one in Dickeyville.
And the one in Anamosa is about half the length.
Right.
And so it's just amazing. Yeah. Some of these, you can't, and if you've ever just watched one on TV, it's not the same.
It's not.
It's pretty crazy.
When you're there in person, it looks like it's straight up.
Right. And then think riding the motorcycle on it.
Yeah.
So kind of the next big stop on the Great River Road then is Potosi. So that's home of the Potosi Brewery and the National Brewery Museum. We talked about this in another episode, but it was founded in 1852 and kind of closed down for a while. And if you listen to that episode, you'll find that they kind of started a fundraiser and they started a nonprofit to bring it back to life. And now it's pretty stunning and cool now. But they have vintage signs, memorabilia, brewery history. And I know that this summer, I think there's going to be a film some films going to be actually filmed there because they haven't changed the back dock and everything, and it's like a vintage film. But also there is a restaurant and just great food, and you can have the beer on tap from Potosi. So super easy motorcycle parking as well. It's a great stop.
Lunch, dinner, everything?
Yeah,
breakfast?
It's a really nice restaurant too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on breakfast. I think it's open for lunch and dinner.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we get to Cassville. So this is kind of the Cassville Ferry is kind of what it's known for. But there's also, is there a state park there?
State Park, Nelson Dewey State Park, campsites. It was named for Wisconsin's first governor, Nelson Dewey.
Okay.
And he dreamt of making Cassville the state capital of Wisconsin. In that Cassville Ferry connects the Great River Road on the Wisconsin side to the Great River Road on the Iowa side.
Right.
So it's neat. We've gone across it a couple of times, with our motorcycles.
Yeah. It's technically Millville, I think, Iowa, but it's not really a town.
It's not really a town there. Yeah, and to get to it from the Iowa side, you got to really follow the maps and follow.
And it's gravel.
It's gravel. Yeah, you got to follow your GPS on that one.
The first time we went there, I was just like, this isn't real. Because you start rolling down the gravel. And I mean, it's probably a mile, and it's, just kind of like you're pulling into an old state park of sorts.
Right.
And then you get up there, and you see like I guess you'd call it a boat ramp.
Yep.
Not quite as steep.
Yep.
And then a gray box and a red button.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's the phone, right?
You just push the button. I think that calls for the ferry. And then nothing happens. There's no lights. There's no nothing. So you don't know if it's coming or not.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we all got, I don't know, did you go across it then?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was 6 or 7 bikes.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. I mean, and it's it's just slow moving. You don't even
Yeah.
you don't tie anything down. You just put
No.
the kickstand down and you get on and talk
Yeah.
to the captain and there
Yep.
you go. So
And
it's a great experience.
It
though.
is fun. I don't know if but maybe 12 cars fit on it. It's not huge.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you've seen the pictures.
I
of
saw a photo of 2 scenic cruiser
two
buses.
full-size buses. Yeah, so I mean,
next to
it's
each other.
good sized. I suppose.
Yeah.
What'd you say? 6 cars?
I was thinking 12 maybe, but
Boy, maybe not.
maybe
I don't
6
know.
and 6. I don't. It's not
Not
huge.
not many more than that for
Yeah.
sure. But
Yeah.
there was like one car and a bunch of bikes, and we were kind of just sprawled all over the place when we went across it. But on the other side, on the Cassville side, they've got a great little bar, the JJ Sandbar and Lounge. And I think it's a bowling alley as well.
Oh.
Very biker friendly, and you kind of get off on the ferry and you're right there. So I think they have a lot of outdoor events and things there.
Yeah.
That part of the river is a little bit slower, I think, but it's a great part of the river. It's pretty wide.
Yeah,
right.
it's
in that
very
area.
wide there. Yeah.
So then the next town up, I guess, would be Prairie to Chien, right? I mean, there's some towns, but
There's
nothing
towns in between.
significant.
Yeah.
So that's a really old town, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll say what I remember about Prairie du Chien. Well, they've got this hardware store it's
Starks?
Starks. It's got hardware. It's got hunting
It's
things.
like your old classic.
It's got
Guns.
Guns. It's got liquor.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, and that's pretty much right downtown, right? I mean, that's kind of a
Yeah.
staple. And they have quick trips in Prairie du Chien
Oh yeah.
and everywhere in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But but then there's also kind of a famous place to eat, right?
Well,
It's a stand. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody talks about it.
everybody talks about going to Pete's Hamburger Stand. So
And what they're known for is basically what it's a boiled burger.
yeah, with onions or without, right?
No, not without.
Oh, not without.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
I think they put the patty so it's basically like a griddle, right? If I'm remembering it
with
right.
sides because they fill it with
it's,
water,
It's a
right?
griddle with sides.
Yeah.
And they put water in it and onions,
Yeah.
and then they put the burgers in there.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of weird because I'd say it's what you'd think was a good sized griddle.
Uh-huh.
And then but that's how it rolls. They have one griddle. They do all the hamburgers and there's probably I don't know 100 maybe. You think
no, not even that.
Is
many.
it smaller than
It's
that?
smaller than that.
50, 40?
I think we waited in line for like 45 minutes.
We did wait in line.
And
for
I
40.
think they were making like a dozen at a time.
Oh
And
man,
then
it's got to be more than a dozen.
I-
But it
I
felt
don't think
like
so.
it. So basically, what they do though is, I mean, it's a boiled burger with onions, and then they take that and they put it on a bun, wrap it up in a tin foil. But then, I mean, well, you've talked to people about it. I mean, people's told us we had to go try it, and you do have to go try it.
You
So
have
they've
to
been
go
doing
try
this onion simmered burger since 1909. I mean, this thing is a shack. It's 20 by 20.
Yeah.
So
I had really high expectations. I'm sorry.
because people what they say.
Oh, friends of mine were telling me it's like White Castle. It's a steamed burger. It's fantastic. You gotta go to.
It's
Pete's.
definitely not steamed. It's boiled, and there's a
I-
huge difference between steaming and boiling, and they
That's
both
what I
involve
said.
water.
I did.
I
not,
could describe it. I mean, what I
just-
think it tastes like
I
or
did
looks
not
like.
like it.
What I would say is
I was so disappointed because I waited 45 minutes.
it
for
was
this
forever.
stupid burger.
This is what I would liken it to.
Yeah.
If you are someone that likes the cuisine of Joey Chestnut,
The hot dog guy.
the hot dog eating guy, when he eats like 67 hot dogs, but then they have to eat the bun.
Well, he sticks them in water first.
He eats the hot dog, then sticks the bun in the water and pulls
Yeah.
it back out.
Yeah.
That's what the bun tastes like at Pete's Hamburger Stand. Because now, I mean, they take this burger out of the onion water dripper, and if you don't know me by now, it's like my worst thing in the world. Like I hate things that have water in them that shouldn't be. For instance, spaghetti.
Yeah.
When I get down to the bottom of my bowl of spaghetti, I do not want to see water.
I'm with you on that.
So when I open up my Pete's hamburger
Out of the foil.
and I go to take a bite, and the bottom bun rolls down my bottom lip like a big loogie, at no point do I say, damn, that might be the best burger I've ever had.
Yeah. I'm sorry for those of you who are
I'm
Pete's
sorry
hamburger.
to Pete. I have a really cool koozie from there,
Yeah.
and you definitely have to go try it. But maybe we scared them away.
Oh boy, I'm
Because
sorry.
it's cool. Like, it's a vibe.
It was
It's got a great
it was
vibe.
a cool place, and yeah.
So, yeah, about
Sorry.
45-minute wait, 7 minutes of goo, and then, I didn't bring a wipe. I would definitely bring a wipe.
Sorry to offend all the Pete's Hamburger Stand fans out there. It was just
If
not,
you like it, put it in the comments why, because honestly,
right.
like,
Tell us
I
why
don't
you
know,
like
like,
it.
maybe it's like if we went carnivore, it'd be better. Just give me I'll just take the burger.
Just the burger.
That'd be fine. So,
Yeah.
drain it first.
I was so disappointed. I'm sorry.
It was kind of sad, but I did buy a nice koozie.
Yeah.
It's cool. All right, enough of Pete.
Oh,
But
my cheeks hurt.
so if we keep going north, then we're talking about La Crosse. One more thing about Prairie, though, it is kind of a hub for summertime. Like, there's
boaters.
Like, everybody's up there, and then like lake homes too. I mean, all along the river there, it's huge.
It is.
So I mean, like, so many people go up there on the weekends and
absolutely.
boating, and
it's
amazing.
It's a fun
place.
Yeah.
Just careful with burger. So La Crosse, as we continue to go north. What's in that town?
Grandad Bluff Park. Been there since 1912. If you go to the top, it just
Because we're on big bluffs here.
Yeah,
like,
this is a high bluff.
Yeah.
You can actually see parts of Minnesota, parts of Iowa.
right, because across the river would be La Crescent, Minnesota, right?
Yeah. It's great. You're way up there. And then for food, there's a fantastic restaurant called the Restore Public House.
Okay.
I mean, it's a little pricey, like $30 to $50, but it's worth it. They're open Wednesday.
Maybe like if you were gonna stay overnight, dinner, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you have your significant other with or something like that. I would recommend making a reservation.
That busy.
Yeah, it gets busy. And I mean, their bar is stocked with like the hard to find bottles.
Well, and they're going to have with a
that
name like that, they're going to have a great old fashioned.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everywhere in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So from La Crosse, we keep going north, and then you find Alma, Wisconsin. So we talk about this a lot, but like Wisconsin and Iowa both known for the Lock and Dam.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Lock and Dam number 4. And then they've been restoring a lot of these eagle nests in these areas. So there's a huge eagle population, I think, in Alma as well.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. And another great place to see.
That's the
bluffs.
The Buena Vista Park.
Okay.
It's like 500 feet above the river. You can see eagles. You can see trains. You can see the river traffic. It's quite a sight from up there.
And then food in Alma?
Buck Knuckles Bar and Grill. Excellent food, great atmosphere. They've got, it's bar food. It's
classic bar food.
Appetizers, shrimp baskets and burger baskets, chicken
Maybe
strips.
a fish fry on a Friday night?
Friday night fish fry, probably. Yeah, no, that's a good one.
And then we find Pepin, which is, the birthplace of Laura Ingalls Wilder, wrote the Little House on the Prairie books, right?
Yeah.
And they've got a lake there, too. Is that part of the river? Yeah. The big lake part formed by the river, getting wide.
Yep.
And then we got Stockholm, which is a little, kind of a more artsy-fartsy town.
Mm-hmm. And someplace you want to check out there is to eat is the Humble Moon Saloon.
Okay.
It's kind of like home-style meals, fresh ingredients from the driftless areas of Wisconsin, like the local farmers, and they do the Friday night fish fry. They've got entertainment on Fridays, and they've got weekend specials. I mean, that's a good place.
And this whole area is really the heart of the driftless area. Mm-hmm. And again, we talk about this before, but do some research on driftless. It's amazing. I mean, it's an area where the glaciers never actually permeated in the last ice age, and there's just unique species of plants and insects and things that just don't happen. I think there's only one other place that this has happened with. Yeah. And so the Great Lakes blocked that from happening. So there's just some really cool things in the area. So
yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and we mentioned this at the beginning, but then last stop in the Wisconsin side is Prescott. So that's where you finally cross the Great River Road from Wisconsin to Minnesota. Where the St. Croix River and the Mississippi River join. Great start or end, but there's a great burger stop called Muddy Waters there. And what's cool about that is, like we talked about in the last episode of Iowa, that it's one of these places where you get a lot of boat traffic coming up. It's the dock marina style But what's really neat about this is there's a couple of bridges there. The Prescott Railroad Bridge is a lift bridge. And so because I think there's bigger boat traffic in this area, there's a lift bridge, so meaning that there's a railroad, but then it has like I think it's a cable lift that lifts it up so like big boats can get through.
Yeah.
And then also you can see both bridges actually from Muddy Waters, like a car bridge that's more like what your traditional drawbridge looks like.
Yep.
So that's cool. It's a great way to stop. So
Yeah.
that's the 33 towns and 250 miles of Great River Road.
And again, you just need to follow the signs, right? The
It's
green signs.
The old, what do I want to say, the steamboat, like steering wheel. Yeah, that's cool. This is a section we call the Toolkit. We share motorcycle gear review, and other riding tips. So as we think about the toolkit and this kind of thing, as we're looking to outfit the bike on the Great River Road, I was thinking of a few things here. A good phone mount. We've talked about these a little bit before, and there's kind of two different types, more or less. You've got a phone mount that's kind of a non-charging, and now you're starting to see a lot of charging phone mounts too.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, they grip, or I think you use one that kind of has a...
I have a grip one now.
Okay, you have the grip one. They also sell the kind that kind of have...
X-Wing.
Yeah, X-Wing.
with the little tethers you put on it.
Right.
I had that for 10 years and I stopped using that more recently.
And the charging one's really nice too, because you set her on there and it just continues to stay charged, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Have great luck with that. We'll put some links in the show notes for that. And then, gloves, as we're getting into that summertime, but having a variety of gloves we talked about before. I like to have a mesh glove and then maybe just another rain glove. But then we've also talked about the hack, where you can kind of use like a latex style glove or surgical glove under your gloves, which we found to be really helpful if it's raining, especially like all day raining when the glove will get wet.
Yep.
Or if it gets a little cold out, especially if it's raining. That really does an insulation for it, doesn't it?
It does, and it helps block any wind too that maybe gets through the glove. It's
kind of amazingly good.
It is.
Especially I like to carry a few gloves just in case we're going to do any sort of maintenance.
Yeah.
So you don't get all gummed up. So
yeah.
you can have 7-8 gloves in a Ziploc bag and it takes up absolutely no space. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, do you don't run with a tail bag because you have a bag that goes on top of your trunk.
On top of the trunk, yeah.
But there is, if your bike doesn't have a trunk, a tail bag is a nice addition, as well as I like to use a seat bag. And my seat bag, what I try to do is I try to pack so I can kind of just take the seat bag off and bring that in with my clothes.
Yeah.
So I found that those two things are kind of nice to do, especially on longer weekends or so you don't have to. I think our goal is, we've talked about this before, is to have as least number of trips in and out of the hotel as possible. I think I once had 7.
I have
not my favorite, but it's really nice to kind of try to get it in. I think it's like you try to do it in one, which generally looks like you're trying to carry all the groceries in from the store when you've gone that way. But yeah, nice tail bag, seat bag, and we like to see a little extra pockets on the outside. It's kind of nice, so you can kind of stow extra gloves. If it has the kind of the what am I trying to think of, like the
stretchy band.
The stretchy bands.
Yeah. Yep.
What we found good about that is, so then after the day is done raining and it gets nice, you can stuff the gloves under there and they dry out really easy.
Yep.
But yet don't go flying off and into the vehicle in the other lane. And then also, we've talked about this before, but I attach my water bottle to that too, so it kind of stays close, but not getting away from us. So.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that we've used for the last probably 10 years is earplugs. I mean, you get, no matter how, I've spent everywhere from $200 on a helmet to $1,000 on a helmet, and it still hasn't been quiet enough where I didn't feel like I didn't want the earplugs.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have started wearing earplugs a lot longer. Really, we're talking about just, you can go a couple different ways, right? The soft ones that you kind of squeeze, the construction, I guess you might call it, that go in, those are fine. But then you can get custom.
The custom ones that are molded to your ears,
right.
And they have special filters on them for just certain sounds. But for me, the foam
They work great.
Foam rubber ones you roll up, stick in, and they expand.
And I know Brad has custom ones. He has some like his ears a little misshaped or something like that. But some of those actually now even have a small hole in them, and you can hear.
Yeah.
But they still maintain the quietness of it all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It works out pretty good. I just buy a bag of them and then I have them.
Me too.
So we have a bunch. And kind of pitch them as we go because the cheapy ones they don't last. Super long.
One trip and
couple. Yeah.
Throw them away.
Well, if you like the podcast today, please like, subscribe, or sign up for our BMR Rider alerts. It's our way of keeping you in the loop. And if you're listening on the podcast audio, remember we do actually record the video and we have it on YouTube. Not always recommended to see these mugs, but we are there if you're around. So.
We actually changed the angle today. We lowered the camera down. So
right. Just like Memorex.
It's a different view today if you haven't been watching on YouTube.
But as always, we promise we're never going to spam you.
Yeah. Keep the spirit of adventure alive, and remember, bikes, friends, and endless roads, the stories ride forever. Take care.